Welcome to another episode of the Cat Breeding for Beginners podcast. I'm Pamela and I breed British Shorthairs in Perth, Western Australia. I have a real passion for cat breeding and exhibiting, and I want to share my knowledge and experience with you. I'm on a mission to help new cat breeders go from feeling intimidated, confused and having trouble getting started to confidently breeding happy and healthy cats whilst enjoying this amazing hobby. Before we get started, make sure you visit my website and download your copy of my helpful guide, Advice to New Breeders, where experienced breeders share some great tips they wish someone told them when they started breeding. You can find the link on my homepage at www.catbreedingforbeginners.com. Just look for the picture of Angelica with her kittens. I got a message in my new cat breeders club today. It was a post. We have a members only forum on Facebook, and it was a post by one of our members. And it made me so happy that I just have to share it with you. This member had posted recently that she decided to stop breeding. And she had a couple of litters that were due, and after that she was going to be desexing all of her cats, her stud cat, her breeding females, and she was going to stop breeding. So she was saying, thank you everybody for the help that you've given me, but this is the decision that I've come to. And we were kind of sad, but there was really positive, the response that she got to that post. There was lots of people saying, it's difficult and it's not for everybody, and we understand your decision and it doesn't have to be forever. You could do it again later in the future. And a lot of comments like that, really positive things, and that everybody was sort of being very supportive. And I thought it's such a shame, but I'm really glad that, even just helping people come to the decision not to breed anymore is actually a positive thing. I want people to be happy with their hobby, and if you're not happy with the hobby, then you shouldn't be doing it, and that is completely okay. Anyway, so then she messaged me the next day with a couple of questions, and the whole story then unfolded. The big story behind it was that she had a problem with one of her kittens, which I knew about because we'd helped her with that. But when she took the kitten to the vets, and it was a different vet to who she normally sees. The vet that she saw when she first started going to this practice was quite welcomed her as a breeder to be at the practice kind of thing. This vet was completely different, and she got a lot of this kitten's sick, this kitten has this virus, that virus, every other virus. You have to desex all of your cats. It's irresponsible for you to continue breeding. You shouldn't be breeding at all. You need to desex your cats now that you've got this virus. Everything has to stop. Or if you sold cats to people after this, that you would be very irresponsible. And absolutely made her feel like, excuse my French, but made her feel like shit, basically. To the point that she booked in her cats for desexing the following month, all of them. And that's when she announced it to us in the group. And in talking to her, I said, but your cat doesn't have that virus. It didn't have any symptoms that were associated with that virus. It had no reason to suspect that virus. There was no other cats that were sick with that virus. It was in a litter of kittens, and all the other kittens were perfectly fine. I actually believe that this kitten was just maybe hypoglycemic. And in the process of treating this kitten, this vet gave it an injection of Metacam, which is an anti-inflammatory. The next day, the kitten was limping, which the vet used as the way to diagnose this virus. The kitten was limping because the vet probably just touched the nerve when they were giving it the injection of Metacam. No harm, no foul. That happens. I've had it happen with a vaccine injection with one of my kittens. You don't jump to the conclusion that the whole cattery is rife with a virus just because one kitten limps after an injection. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it was very clear that this was just being used as an excuse to push an agenda. And the vet clinic is very heavily involved in rescue, which is fantastic. But the breeder involved actually said when she first joined the practice that she had a plan to, every time she sold a kitten, to make a donation to their fund for desexing. So she was on board with all of that, but this particular vet was very, very strongly pushing her to desex and that there's no reason to breed cats and blah, 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 blah. So after talking to her, and I said, there's nothing about your cats and kittens that suggests that they have this virus. Nothing at all. And she said to me, yeah, that's what I thought because I PCR tested everybody when I first got my cats and it wasn't there. So if it's not there when you first get your cats, how does it spontaneously appear in just one single kitten? It doesn't. It wasn't. It's not. And certainly, even if it was there, it's not a reason to desex all of your cats. So really, something went on there that was just not okay. And I don't want to be accused of vet bashing, because I am 100%, love my vets and everything, and I've met many fantastic vets along the way. But I will say that some vets see the worst in breeders. And the reason they see the worst in breeders is because some breeders are the worst. So I feel like, and this is what I said to her, I feel like maybe they've had experiences that have coloured their view. And that would be something like, here in Perth, a few years ago now, there was a rescue group here that has dump cages. So they have cages out the front of their centre so that during the night, if somebody just wants to dump a cat, they can just dump it safely into these cages and leave it there. And in the morning, they take it in and they rescue it. Because they were getting people, leaving them there in cardboard boxes, and they come and find the cardboard boxes with the holes cut out for the cat to breathe, but no cat inside. So they had the dump cages put in. And that was so people could just anonymously do that without, it was better to have that than to have the alternatives. And someone kept going every weekend and dumping Persians in there. Purebred Persians that were entire breeding cats that were in shocking conditions, fully matted up, filthy coats, eyes and noses weeping, really, 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 really bad condition. And it just kept happening. It kept happening to the point that they started investigating to try and find out where they were coming from. We don't know to this day, but it was, there's not very many Persian breeders in this state. So whoever it was shameful behaviour. Now, that, having to take those animals in and rehabilitate them and find them homes, or euthanize them if they're too sick to go any further, is horrific. And somebody else's greed and, or even if they just think they're doing it for a hobby, is imposing that onto the rescue group. So if a vet has had that experience, that kind of experience, or the rescue people have had that kind of experience, their view of breeders is absolutely coloured. But if they can't then see that we're not all the same and that we're not all tarred with that same brush, then that's a problem. That's a problem. I really feel like the people that are now going to my vets in Perth, that are going there as breeders, are having better experiences there, because when I first started going there, because my friend Lucy, who was going there, recommended them, because they were seeing the both of us and that we have pretty high standards, that then sort of set the bar for the expectations. And their judgment is based on knowing us, not knowing someone gross, is what I'm saying. So I can understand how the vets have got to that point where they are saying this to her, but I still don't think it's in any way, shape or form okay. I think it's completely wrong, actually. But I can see how it got there. And my advice to her was cancel the appointment to desex your cats and just give yourself some more time. If you genuinely don't want to go forward in this hobby, that's one thing. But you've spent a ton of money on these cats, and she spent a ton of money testing these cats at this particular vet clinic. She had spent a ton of money, time and effort on these cats. If you desex them, that's irreversible. That decision is made. If you take a bit more time to make the decision, you could still end up in the same place, but it would be made not so much as a knee-jerk reaction. And I told her, you don't have that virus. You can do further testing as you want. I wouldn't recommend it. I just don't think you have that virus. The kitten is well now. The kitten is great. If something happened with him, sometimes you don't know what's happened with them, but he's great. So going back to my original thing that I said, what made me super, super happy this morning is that she put a post in our group saying that she'd had some, she talked to me, she talked to one of our other members in the group, who isn't in the same country as her but was very helpful, and she come to the conclusion that she doesn't want to give up breeding. She's going to continue. She has a plan, she has a purpose, she has the steps she's going to go through. She's going to keep going with those steps, and she's really excited to see what's going to happen in the future. So that made my heart absolutely sing, because like I said, I'm all for when we can not convince someone, but when having a support network makes you decide that the thing is not for you, that's okay. But if having a support network also helps you decide that it's okay to continue, that's fantastic too. And the thing that just makes me super happy is that this person had the support that they needed. If I was thinking the other day, there's breeders all around the world, there's new breeders that start breeding. What if she didn't have us to talk to? What if she didn't have us to talk to? She would have desexed all of her cats and moved forward. All of those people in the future who are going to be getting kittens from her, who are going to be getting happy kittens and having happy, experiences with those kittens, that wouldn't be happening. That wouldn't be happening. All of the times that she would have gone to cat shows and showed her cats to people wouldn't be happening. The hobby as a whole, the cat fancy as a whole, it's shrinking because of things like this. If we can have a positive place where people can be supported and feel good about, what they're doing and have places to go to ask for help, then how is that a bad thing? I think that's an amazing thing. So I'm really proud. I'm kind of proud of myself at this point because, I created it, but I'm mostly proud of the other people that are part of it, that are really helping each other and doing wonderful things. So I guess at this point I'll say, if you are interested in joining my new Cat Breeders Club, I don't have the doors open. I get a bit of stick for this sometimes. I don't have the doors open because I can't really take on too many more people at a time. But if you are interested in joining, the very first thing that you should do is you should go to my website, www.catbreedingforbeginners.com. You should go there and you should sign up to my email list. If you sign up to my email list, you will get the opportunity to join the club sooner rather than later. And if you really, really need help and you kind of, it's a bit urgent and you need someone to help sort out what's going on, then you can message me directly on Facebook and I'll see if I can help. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, bye for now. Thanks for listening. Make sure you visit www.catbreedingforbeginners.com where you can find articles, guides, courses and more. Plus, make sure you check out my amazing new Cat Breeders Club. It's a supportive space where new cat breeders can learn, share and help each other. I only take new members a few times a year, so sign up to make sure you don't miss out.